Ki khubor ka Batesi TV
ka umdi basnyambak penjaslian Rupa Premium Meghalaya.
Nonghikai Madan Hakashatri Jong Khasi Jayantia Deficit School Teachers Association Kelemi Patba Banyilum Madan Malki Ban Penpau Jing Persha Jongki Yega Sorkar Bat Bandawa Baga Sorkar Kriban Siu Ki Hok Jongki Yega Bakimyo Osho Matala Bon Banai Haga diga Jingiakhih Nonghikai Deficit Nigishna Trekam Per Jongki Kilawa I Poster Kibadan Yega Jingthoh Per Ban Pensngo Yega Sorkar Yekimat Jingdawa Jongki Bakintub Naduk Dearness allowance ke area ke pension scheme bat kiwi pat kimat Jingdawa bat kilawa ru ika poster ke badan ni ke Jingthoh ke boong Sangeh no ke Jingpyndik Nonghikai ke Jingthoh akakitin pareng stop the harassment of teachers.
KGDSTA long live,
Long live, long live,
KGDSTA long live,
long live, long live,
KGDSTA long live,
long live, long live,
KGDSTA long live,
long live, long live. Justice, justice,
justice to KGDSTA.
justice, justice.
Mi yang na ka po ban ong ya pi lada phiam yo I kumno namar pidon tan ha ki jaga ka pi mitrai le se phiam poi shi ki skol ki jomi teaching profession by the necessity of the profession calls for punctuality. It calls for answerability. It calls for accountability and Malki Nonghikai ngim sim duna kata. Om tu dong Nonghikai ubran kelas kendai beje uban poi kendai siteng. Baik mafia sekretariat, baik mafia kitin haki office ki ofiar ki jongpi, haba pila aikam mi ki breu ki jongpi, dak apa punon. Ki poi kan upor. Reng Nonghikai ndai bau hok. Nonghikai ndai bo pale hong ka kam riga kam mi kedawa na u bo na abne kam kai ka kam mi kedawa na u bo na kam kai pat ye kom mi ka ta kam pi pat pi na khun ja kai kom mi ka ta kam pi pat pi na khun ja kai pi mot ba pi mi ma pi ki an la pi kham na ki bangi di ban yo hok pat bangi sawan ni sapi Ini syam bat pi, pilai syam pin puas ham ke lagi. Bagi sajam do, ini pa ini dong. Bagi yo sekarang ini promises ki jong pi, ye ki assurances ki jong pi. Dan rai ngem yo ai. Nama kata kompol ong dia, lagi buan ki dong keren. Enough is enough. Have a change ya ki education minister, change ru kerja ya kawan fiat jom Nonghikai. Kamu kau ayu, pansia change, yang kita kitam, yang kita minister, yang kita menteri, yang kita ipat, yang kita orang nak, tahu banyak soba, pelok perambi, oman pat pada yang kita perlu kita dorkam, yang kita jingki yang kita kesuki. Nak tak tahu, hari ini kapal sejak sempat, siapkan penkut. Before I conclude, I would like to strongly urge and request the government, please, we are teachers and we want to remain in the classroom. Our world is with the children. It is not for us to agitate, but when forced to do so, we will have to listen to the law of our conscience.
And I believe you all want them back. Yes or no? Yes or no? Thank you. We all want our rightful dues back. Let me go straight to the one that has frustrated us, to the one that has tested our patience, that is the Dearness allowance. We have heard from the former speakers mentioning about the Dearness allowance. For record, in February 23rd, 2024, the DA has been enhanced from 33% to 43%. with effect from 1st January 2024. Then, October 28, 2024, the Office Memorandum to enhance the DA from 43% to 46% with effect from 1st July 2024. Again, March 2026, 2025, March 26, 2025, from 46 to 49. Then, October 28, 2025, from 49 to 51. But we are stuck with 43. We are stuck with 43. Madam Secretary has clearly mentioned that the DA is added to the salary to meet the price rise that is every day in our life.
Dear fellow members of KGDSDA, this will be the letter that I will go along with a few members of the central body to hand over to the CMO, and hopefully the Chief Minister will understand the English that is written here. I hope that he will be touched by what we write here, and in the name of justice, do what we ask of him to do. Let me read it in full. To Shri Conrad K. Sangma, Honorable Chief Minister of Meghalaya, Chief Minister's Office, Main Secretariat, Shillong. Subject, urgent enhancement of Dearness allowance at par with the government servants and release of the areas of 43% to 51%. Respected sir, we once again draw your kind and urgent attention to the long pending and deeply distressing issue of non-enhancement of Dearness allowance for deficit school teachers in Meghalaya. As per the prevailing rates, deficit teachers are entitled to 51% DA, yet the DA continues to remain stagnant at 43%. Despite repeated representations and written submissions, including to your esteemed office, no concrete action has been taken so far. This inordinate delay has resulted in severe financial hardship and mental anguish for thousands of deficit teachers. We, therefore, strongly urge the government to take immediate and decisive action to enhance the DA of deficit teachers at par with government servants and release the areas of past DA enhancements from 43% to 51% without further delay. We regret to state that if this legitimate demand is not fulfilled on or before 15th January 2026, we shall be left with no alternative but to resort to democratic protests and agitations in order to safeguard our rights and dignity. By the 15th of January 2026, we further earnestly request your kind intervention on the following urgent matters. Number one, to expedite the complete implementation of the centralized provident fund system. Number two, to intervene for the immediate release of DCRG to retired deficit teachers. Number three, to ensure the Maxims portal is error-free now and in the future. Number four, to expedite the process of filling vacant deficit posts in various schools across the state. Number 5, to ensure payment of winter allowance and other admissible allowances. Number 6, to guarantee regular and timely payment of salaries to all deficit teachers. We sincerely hope that your esteemed office will treat this matter with the urgency and seriousness it deserves and take prompt action in the interest of justice, equity, and the welfare of deficit teachers. Thanking you in anticipation of a positive response. Yours faithfully, signed by me, Boswell S. Pala, the President of KGD-SDA, and signed by Madam Secretary, Ms. Barbara Lamin. So the ultimatum is, give us RDA, enhance RDA at par with government servants, and release the areas by what date? So we will wait till then. In the meantime, we will have meetings, discussions. Education, it seeks to harass us teachers. It has done something very harmful to us teachers by disturbing us, by not allowing us to focus on the teaching, on education. And right now, my dear teachers, members of KGD-SDA, I want you to be aware that we are fighting against something like a beast. The government that has been so adamant, so arrogant, so indifferent. This government that has dared to even disobey court orders. We have seen that happen in the case of the CPF. By the way, regarding the CPF, we intend to have a meeting so that all of us, especially members of KGD-SDA, will be clear about the nuances, the details of the game that the government is playing. But right now, with regard to NPS and CPF, I will just say this. First, with regard to NPS, I say, dear government, please implement the NPS straight away. You yourselves have accepted in the court that NPS is underway. Where is it? Where is it? What are you waiting for when everything is ready with regard to NPS? With regard to CPF, among the many things that I would want to say to the government, it is just this right now. Who will do the accounting of the CPF amount that is there in the centralized account? Who will do the accounting? Somebody has to do the accounting. Don't you know, I mean the government, don't they know that keeping money unaccounted is criminal? It is criminal to just keep the money lying down somewhere without doing anything. And the list goes on. The list of the evils that this government is doing, the list of cases of harassment that this government is doing goes on. We have the DCRG, so sad. Just the other week, we met fellow teachers who said that teachers who retired from their schools have not received their DCRG even after 6 years. That is too sad. Teachers who have died have not got their DCRG. The vacant posts, another thing. The vacant posts. Why does the government delay in filling up the vacant deficit posts? The management cannot bear to pay the salary for these temporary teachers, so to say. It is a grave injustice to the students when these posts are not being filled. Another case of harassment is the Maxims portal. The government wanted to implement Maxims portal when it is not yet ready. We have discussed this. We have held meetings with regard to this. I think I will not elaborate on this. The withdrawal of the winter allowance for the month of January and February, in the order we see that winter allowance is not there. It is the case of this government being so insensitive, so adamant, and so arrogant, so confident that it can do anything with the deficit teachers. They use a beautiful word, attractive word, standardization. But then if standardization has to come from the government, I don't trust it. I don't trust the government with many things. I don't trust the way it runs schools. I think the government itself in the past saw that defect from the side of the government. That is why the past governments supported the deficit teachers, supported the deficit system. Only now, only last year and this year, there is this blatant case, bizarre case of harassment of deficit teachers, the snatching away of the rights of deficit teachers. There is another case, the guidebook, the Miss Guidebook probably, or what we call the CM Guidebook. What is that CM? CM, it looks like cheap marks guidebook, as I've said in the past. So this is a clear deterrent for good students. Good students are deprived. At the back of the guidebook, it is written, if you read this guidebook, you will get what, 60-70%, I don't remember that number. But if you look at the back of the guidebook, there is something written like that. Who writes something like that in a guidebook? Who writes something like that in a guidebook? It is too shameful. Only shameless people do that. There is this evil symbiosis between the government, the chief minister, the minister, and the officials. We have to be very much aware of this. In fact, this non-enhancement of the DA is because of this evil symbiosis between these two groups. The government, the elected representatives who have been elevated to the rank of chief minister, ministers, and the officials, in particular the IAS officials. When they seek to lower us, the deficit teachers, I may ask them, dear IAS officers, how would you feel if you are lowered down to MCS? This is an analogy, quite an appropriate analogy. And I appeal to the many good officers, MCS, IAS, to please help stand against this. I appeal to other members of society to please be aware of this manipulation that goes on inside the People's Secretariat. Please be aware of this and let us rise against this manipulation, this evil manipulation.